Welcome to the Business Plus Accounting video training series. In this episode, we'll take a look at the reporting module, some of the reports that are available, in particular the custom report writer, to allow you to create your own lists out of the software. In the reports module, most of the reports are fairly self-explanatory, so we'll just look at a few. The business summary option will allow you to print a report that shows a lot of useful information, including your top clients, your top products, your accounts receivable aging period for a time period, etc. The business summary report can be a lengthy report to run if you have a lot of data on your system, because it compiles a lot of statistics together, but it's very useful for giving you a snapshot of the current status of your business. Under the customer reports, you'll see customer lists as well as some sales reports. Under the sales reports, you'll see daily sales reports, monthly sales reports, yearly, sales by product type, etc. And for each of these reports, you can run them and take a look and see if they show you the information that you want to see. The one thing that you'll need some help with, that I'm going to show you, is how to use the filtered reports. We have some filtered sales reports and some other reports that are filtered, as well as filter options in our browse and other places in the software. When you're running a filtered report, it gives you the option to specify exactly which information, which records you want to appear on the report. So for example, let's take a look at the filtered customer sales report. First of all, we'll be given a date range. The date range will automatically be included in our filter, so that we'll only see orders from the date range that we select. Once we've selected a date range, we'll begin the filter creation process. During the filter process, we can select any of the fields that are available to the report or to the database in question. In this situation, we're looking at a composite of fields from the order header and the order detail, as well as some customer information. And then we can go ahead and specify which fields of information we want. In this case, I'm going to filter it, first of all, by account. So we'll select the field that we want to filter on. Then the next step is to select the condition that you want to run this report for. You can select for equals or exactly equals, which control a comparison to find an equal value. If you specify the first option, it will compare only the number of characters that you enter. Exactly equal should compare the complete string and make sure that they are exactly equal values. Greater than and less than, and greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to, compare values, as well as not equal to find any values that are not equal. The contains within and the does not contain within, search for whatever the value is that you key in. We'll check to see if that's inside the value that you're comparing it with, or if it's not inside the value that you're comparing it with. For example, if you wanted to filter for all of the products that had the word large in them, then you could say product description contains within large to do that filter. I'm going to go ahead and select equal, and then it's asked for the value that we want to compare the account field with. So I'm going to look for all of the sales for account number 001. Now if I wanted to continue to build on that condition, I could select AND, or I could select OR to continue to build on that. Let's say that I want to see all of the orders here for account 001 or for account 00 number 2, so that I see both of those accounts orders. And then I can go ahead and put in the next condition. And you'll see down here that the software is showing me the filter that I'm building as I create it. Let's go ahead and end this filter there and send the output to the screen. Now you'll see that I'm seeing all of the orders now for the customers that I specify. I didn't have any orders for customer 002, so I'm only seeing customer 001, but here's all of the sales that I have for that time period to this customer. Using the filter can be an advanced way of finding exactly the information that you need. And if you notice, as we go into the browse option and browse a database, for example the product database, I also have the filter option here. If I select F7, again I can set a filter and only see a subset of the information. So it's important to learn how to use those filters so that you can use some of these reports more effectively. The bookings report will show you items that have been placed on your books during a time period, so that you can use that to reconcile your sales and your cash amounts. The POS cash report will show you money that should have come in through the point of sale system for a time period, and that's also a useful report. And most of the rest are fairly self-explanatory. The inventory report allows you to print some of your cycle count reports. You can sort those by location, product, or print a summary showing you just the totals for each product, which can then be given to your employees who can count your inventory, mark down the actual amounts, and then you can go into the inventory module and make the adjustments for your cycle count. So that's the manual cycle count method. And then you also have the inventory cost report, which shows you the total cost of the items in your inventory. The order reports allow you to look at customer orders or vendor orders. The receiving reports allow you to see receipt of products based on specific filter criteria or sort criteria. Product reports lets you print some of your lists. The aging report is useful because it shows you how long you've had products in inventory, which can help you to control the cost of your inventory and how much money you have tied up into inventory. And most of the other reports, again, are fairly self-explanatory. Again, you have a filtered product sales summary that you can use to view sales based on whatever criteria you want to see. The vendor reports allow you to print some lists of your vendors, as does the employee reports. Print lists of your employees. The historical reports allows you to view some of the historical information in your software. Certain functions, when you execute them, move things into history. For example, when you post accounts receivable payments, those payments are moved over into the accounts receivable history. If you want to see payments of those, then provided you're enabled with access, then you can view the historical information for some of those areas. You also have the ability to print mailing labels or product labels out of the software, and you have several options there. And then finally, you can run custom reports. When you're using custom reports, again, you have the ability to add or modify or delete a custom report, which lets you define your custom reports. And then once you've defined the report that you want to use, then you can select that report. We'll begin and create a quick custom report. We'll create it on the customer database. The software will first ask us for the title of the report. It's important to put in something that we'll remember here, because when you select your report, you'll be required to select it by the report title. Next, you'll see a list of all of the fields that are available in the table that you've selected. For my customer report, I want to select the customer. We'll select his account, his customer information, and his phone number. There is another report in the software that gives you a basic phone list, but this will show you how the functionality works. And then if I want it sorted in a certain way, I'm going to sort this by the customer's name, so I'll put a check in the index field. Then I specify the headers that I want to appear over each item on the report. And now I've defined that report. And when I go back into custom reports, I can select a custom report. I can pick my report. The software allows you to save the filters that you create here. So if I wanted to create a filter here for all of my retail customers, I could create that and save it, and then pick that saved filter. I don't have any saved filters. So the software is going to ask me instead what filter I want to set. I don't want to set any filter. If I did, I could use the filter process that we've already gone over. But I'm going to go ahead and hit escape so that there's no filter, and you'll see that the software has now printed out my customer list, which is the report that I just defined. So it's fairly simple to create that. You'll notice that it sorted it according to the sort field that I selected, which was the customer field. That's the reporting module. Again, there's hundreds of reports here, and you can look at those and review them and see which report makes sense for the information that you're trying to look at.